Welcome back to another video. Today we are continuing and probably concluding our 2021 NHL expansion series with the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm sorry I couldn't get every team done. My schedule got really held back, and the lists are due tomorrow, and they'll be announced on Sunday. So I'll probably review them Monday. I'll just go through, see what I think of the list, and we'll probably do a mock draft that day as well then. Because I might as well, because it's, the draft I think is like the day after. So we'll probably see a lot of things happen on the draft. NHL 21 trailer may come out. We'll see trades probably. We'll see a lot of things happen, so it's going to be interesting. But first off, if you're new to the channel and haven't already subscribed, please make sure to do that. We're trying to get to 900 subscribers by the start of the next season. I would really appreciate that, and, we're just going to keep rolling out the content, keep getting the videos going, and, just keep having fun. So, anyways, I won't waste any of your time, and we will continue this series with the Carolina Hurricanes. So, with every single team, you obviously have your exempt list. So, my exempt list is Yegor Korshkov, Seth Jarvis, Ryan Suzuki, Dominic Bach, Marty Necas, David Colton, Jamieson Reed, Vasily Ponomarev, Stelio Mathios, I have that spelled wrong apparently, David Gust, Blake Murray, Saku Mihulainen, Tuukka Tagsala, Joey Keane, Jesper Selgren, Kevin Fitzgerald, Oliver Koski, Beck Warm, Eetu Makam Ibis, and Pyotr Kochetkov. I don't know why Carolina has so many Russians and Finns, and I don't know. I'm not sure why they have all these people, but you know what? They're all exempt, so that's good. Obviously, guys like Korshkov, Jarvis, Suzuki, Necas being exempt is a good thing, although Carolina is going to lose someone pretty key in this draft. It's obviously good to have these guys exempt. There really isn't much to it, but I won't waste any more of your time. Protected list now. My protected list on the forward core consists of Sebastian Aho, Jordan Staal, in case there's no movement clause, Tara Vinen, Vincent Trocheck, Warren Fogle, Andrei Svechnikov, and Nino Niederreiter. So, obviously, you want to protect Aho, that player of the future. Staal, the no movement clause, unless you can ask him to waive it. I mean, I don't think he wants to leave anyways. I don't think anyone wants him to leave. Tara Vinen, obviously a solid forward for them. You could make the argument he gets unprotected, but I think you protect him. Vincent Trocheck, another one of those underrated centers for Carolina in there, so I think he probably gets protected. Warren Fogle, another underrated player. If he doesn't get protected, it wouldn't surprise me. But if they protect like McGinn or Fast over him, that wouldn't surprise me. But I just have him on there. Svechnikov, obviously, because he's one of those future players, and you also got Nino Niederreiter as well, which you could argue unprotecting him, over someone else, because there are possibilities. Carolina's going to lose someone decent, guys. They're gonna lose a decent player. When you look at their roster, they're gonna lose someone decent. As for defense, I have Jacob Slavin, Brett Pesce, and Jake Bean. Now look, the thing is with that is the players there, like Dougie Hamilton's a UFA. A couple other guys that I haven't unprotected are UFAs. So of course I'm gonna protect Slavin, Pesce, and Bean, which probably means if there's anyone they're going to lose on the blue line, it's going to be probably Brady Shea. That could be a possibility that we see happen. But, yeah, they could really consider something here. So, it's interesting, but, as for goaltenders, all of their goaltenders are UFAs and RFAs. So, I mean, they could unprotect him, and then it wouldn't really be a problem. I protected Alex Nedeljkovic because of... I thought out of all the guys, he was probably the best goalie this season, and he really took the biggest step up. Of course, he was a Calder finalist. He is an RFA, although I've heard rumors where they're upset with, how the arbitration's working, and they might qualify him as a UFA or something. I don't see that happening. He may be qualified as UFA, but I think he'll stay in Carolina. I don't see him leaving. But, I just think, out of all the guys, you're going to want to protect Alex Nedeljkovic in net. As for your unprotected list, in the forward category, you have Brock McGinn, Jordan Martinook, Jesper Foss, Cedric Paquette, Morgan Geekie, Spencer Smallman, Steve Lawrence, Max McCormick, and Sheldon Rempal. So that's your forward core right there. Brock McGinn wouldn't be a terrible pick. Martinuk either. I think if they go with anyone, they might go with Jesper Fast. Jesper Fast wouldn't be a terrible forward in Seattle, in all honesty. But if they went with like a guy like Morgan Geekie or Steve Lawrence or maybe even Max McCormick, if they decided to go for the extra needed depth, it wouldn't be a terrible idea, because I think that, you know, with a powerhouse like Carolina, any player that you pick isn't going to be terrible, relatively. As for defense, you have Dougie Hamilton, Brady Shea, Jake Gardner, Jan Hakanpää, Maxime Lavoie, Roland McCune, and Eric Gallinez. So obviously, unless they can strike a contract with Dougie Hamilton, which I don't see happening. I haven't heard anything on the news market for that. I think they can leave him unprotected and won't have to worry about it. For Brady Shea, that could leave something to desire. That could be a question. I could see some people protecting Shea over Brett Pesce or even Jake Bean. That really wouldn't surprise me. But he's one of your defensemen you don't want to lose. So maybe they strike a deal with Seattle saying like, hey, we'll give you our 26th overall pick for this year if you just take, let's say, Jesper Fast. And Seattle's like, oh, yeah, an extra first-round pick? Bet, give it to us. And that could happen. That could very well happen. But I'm not sure if they'll trade a first-round pick for a guy like Brady Shea. But someone like him, you may not want to lose on this blue line, so they may trade him before then and now just to not lose him for nothing. Gardner, an underrated defenseman, but it's not mandatory to protect him. In all honesty, so if they leave him unprotected, it wouldn't surprise me. But you know, it's confusing when it comes to that. As for goaltenders, James Reimer, Peter Mrazek, Hellevuig, Bibeau, and of course they acquired Ryan Wells from the Edmonton Oilers, so he will be unprotected. I don't think he's exempt. I'll get that wrong though. Unless they can strike contracts with those goalies, nothing's gonna happen on that front. So there really isn't anything discussing there. So as for forwards, I'm gonna go with Brock McGinn. That's a good solid, maybe even second, third line option there. Middle, top six. You know, he's a solid forward. As for defense, if they were to pick anyone, I'd go with Brady Shea. I think Shea's a good, solid, underrated defenseman in Carolina, and they're definitely going to regret losing him. And as for goaltenders, if they could strike a contract with either Reimer or Mrazek, it wouldn't surprise me. But pretty much all of those goalies are UFAs and RFAs, so we'll see where they go on that front. So thank y'all for watching. For I support as of late, and this will be the final video. So I'm sorry to Blackhawks fans who were thinking, "Oh, we're next, let's go." I don't have time to record your video. I wish I did, but we'll get into your team in the expansion draft. So thank y'all for watching. For I support as of late, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.